Welcome to another random episode, video, whatever you want to call it, of Ark Survival Ascended on PS5, and it's online. If that matters, I wanted to talk to you today. As I've mentioned before, in every single one of my videos, I always try to share some kind of important piece of information in case you are not aware of it, whatever it is I'm about to talk about. So this is about meat gathering. So right now I am raising, well, just these two for now. One meat eater, which I find meat eaters, by the way, or berry eaters, to eat much slower, regardless of the animal that you're raising. And when it's a meat eater, just in general, they tend to be, there was a scorpion here, hold on, earlier. That's why I gotta close in this thing here. It's not safe for me to go and feed my own animals. Okay, so there's a little bit of food there. Let's go ahead and do that. And talk about it. So I have a Tyrannosaurus Rex, good for me, and it's got 600 melee. Yes, I know there's better out there. I'm just trying to share with you some comparisons, and you might think, oh, 600 melee, okay, that's not too bad. Especially for a noob, a beginner, that's some great power. And you'll get, adequate meat. It's not like it can't get meat, but compared to a Carch, the almighty Carch, people say, oh no, even a low-level Carch with crappy melee, in this case 60% melee, will get a lot more than a Rex with 600. That is incorrect, okay? It's incorrect. That's not going to happen. The meat gathering is absolutely atrocious. Where the Carch, which is basically a Giga on crack, or steroids, whatever you want to call it, it's much more agile. It is so, nimble. It's just crazy. I'm not even running right now. I'm just walking. And this thing's, faster than my Rex when it's sprinting. As a result of that, it can actually still be pretty decent. But if you want to compare, a low-level Carch and a, what I would like to call a mid-Rex, or a fairly, half-decent Rex, you could see here that, it's just not the absolute best. Gigas would be, in some ways, better, but their turning radius, their stamina is absolute dog shit. So here, as you could see, that might look like a lot, and it's definitely not terrible. But what's amazing is, like I said, just how maneuverable they are. And they get a buff too. When you kill things, you just start moving around really, really fast. So you're getting around much quicker, which means that you're probably just going to get a lot of meat. But on a per hour basis, if you have what would be deemed an Omega boss worthy Rex, 500-600 melee, somewhere in that ballpark, assuming that you've got a decent amount of animals in the vicinity to chomp on, you're probably still going to do better with the Rex. Now, if you have a Megalodon or a Dunk, you would be amazed, man, especially with my Dunk with a couple of hundred melee there. I think it's got 400 or 500 melee, I don't remember, I'd have to look. But that thing gets 160 to 172 meat. Mind you, that was with 1.5. Gathering and all that. But that thing is an absolute beast when it comes to... See, it gives a debuff, and it makes the animals glow, so you don't really lose track of them because they're just pulsating in that white cloud. But you could see that a Carch, the almighty Carch, if it doesn't have a lot of melee, it takes a while. You're not just going to one or two chomp a turtle. It's not going to happen. So my Rex kills much, much quicker. Like I said, because that's 600, that's quite substantial. Now I've got an egg cooking, and it's going to have 190 melee, and it's going to have my imprinting on it. That's going to make a huge difference. At that point, I would probably say that the Carch is better than a Rex, right? So don't count out the Rex, but don't make it sound like a crappy Carch is going to be way better than a Rex. Because it kind of depends. So again, go in the water. If you've got a Megalodon, as I mentioned, they're quite amazing. Gigas are still really good. I think they still get a lot of meat. Allos are supposed to be great. Allosaurus, actually, are supposed to yield more meat per kill than practically anything else. I am raising some that are going to come out imprinted at about 500 melee-ish, 450, 500 melee. So it'll be interesting to test those out because, again, they're, super fast and whatnot. But with the Carch, they're just incredible as well for, clearing out an area before you go and pick up some metal. Maybe you want to farm some obsidian and you're just fed up with the amount of trees that are in the way. So, for example, like you can just really trample your way through here. As I'm struggling on a rock, I was just trying to show you something. Like you could just see it. They're very, very nimble. Just so quick. They're fairly efficient with their stamina. This is not something I would want to do with my Rex, truth be told. So it's kind of neat. You could do a meat run. You could go around where you've pillared with laddered some obsidian or some metal nodes if they're covered behind a lot of trees as you're looking for animals to eat. Just a very efficient way, in my opinion, of clearing out a forest. Like, look at that. Now all of a sudden I'm at my tribe mate's base. So I do very much enjoy this animal. You wouldn't think it. Like I said, maybe at first glance, oh, it's just a big giga. That's not going to be all that exciting. It's going to take forever to get around. It's going to be slow. You're better off on a raptor or something. You'd be surprised. But again, allos are probably really good too. But this video is more focused behind the whole Carch Giga Rex for meat eating. Again, if you're stuck, use your Rex. If you have a low Carch, I mean, I'm doing it. I'm having fun. But I wouldn't call it spectacular, like I said. Mob density or enemy density, whatever you want to call it, animal density, that's going to play a big part. Whereas right here, there's just not a lot of animals in this specific little section here. I've finally run out of stamina, which is why I thought for the next few points I would go ahead and put some points into stamina. I'm just gonna take my time. But yeah, when you kill and you move around, it is just really goosey how fast these things are. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this. This is actually a loaner from the person I'm gonna be, or not gonna be, I've already bought the egg from. Got a 2-day incubation time period. Got a good deal on it. There's a 50-50 chance it's going to be 190 melee or only 50 melee, which is quite terrible. And then if you put a bunch of points into it, you can get it up to 60 melee, which is almost not even worth it. I get to keep the Carch, and they will keep giving me fertile eggs until I get the 190 Carch. So that's like a beautiful thing that this person is willing to do. I've done quite a bit of business with them. They're great. So I'm really excited about that. It was, I think, like 7.5k ingots for a non-guarantee, and around 10,000 ingots. And again, who you talk to, the other stats, this, that, and the other thing, that's going to play a role in you know, the price, right? I know some other people on here, you'll get a guaranteed 250 melee, but you're going to pay like 25 to 30,000 ingots, and I just didn't want to pay that. So I was like, you know what? Forget it. See that big glow? That's just for a 20 Bronto. Let's do a roar. A little bit of a tail whip. I might actually grab... I don't know if I want to grab that baby. I had a baby Bronto. I let it feed off the trough overnight. And even though there's still berries in it, for some reason, it somehow just died. Very frustrating. So again, you can see how long this takes. And in closing, when you kill a mama or a dada, in case you didn't know, right? You can just walk up to it and tame it. Simple as that. I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to be that simple. This is also another weird thing that's been going on lately, is that... Oh, because it was recently injured. That can happen. However... Oh, I want to make sure that raptor doesn't come over. Yeah. Recently injured, I get it. I just want to wait. Sometimes it could take a while. And sometimes it just doesn't work, period. Which is actually... There we go. Really frustrating. Let's see what's in the bag. Yeah, nobody cares about that. Anyways, I don't have much else to say in this video. Now, this could be good for gigas and keeping out certain things, but if you plan on spacing out, you know, like you line up all these gateways and then you take out the middle one, well, you can just walk right between them. So keep that in mind. But now I'm going to head back. Again, if you do play this game, you'll have to let me know your thoughts on the Carcha, the Giga Rex thing when it comes to meat gathering, or just like overall fun and efficiency. I'm really enjoying it. I still kind of miss having a Giga because it's that whole adrenaline pumping OG, you know, big dino. They can enrage on you and stuff like that and hurt you, especially if they take too much damage or if they're not being fed properly or whatever. These guys don't do that. So they're not as, you know, badass in that way, if you will. They do get the buffs. But I don't want to talk about the buffs too much because I don't know too much of the information behind them. I just wanted to share the basic meat gathering aspects of it. It was to basically kind of debunk, if you will, you know, this whole like, oh yeah, 60 melee Carcha is better than a 600 melee Rex. No, it's not. It's not garbage, but it's absolutely not fantastic. I mean, I've been out for a little while. Like I said, look at the meat that I got. I mean, you know, I'm sure many of you out there are able to gather much more meat. And again, I've got no imprinting on this. This was not my animal. So that can make a difference because 30%, right? Like I said, the 190 with the 30% compared to this 60%, that is going to be something to watch out for. I'm half asleep and I just realized that that's a big rock and that I can't just chomp into it free willy-nilly, as the expression goes. Clearing out some trees, as I'm going to want to come and grab some delicious, glassy, shiny obsidian. See all of them there. Kind of just taking my time clearing the mountain. Something that's actually really annoying to do with most animals that I own. I can do it efficiently with the speed and everything and the maneuverability, right? That's, again, a huge, huge thing. Nobody wants to go through a trampling of the Amazon just to get some resources. But I do want to clear this out here as I slowly make my way back home. Showing you this not because it's really exciting, just because I'm trying to make the video last longer than, you know, just a few minutes here. Again, tailspin. Pretty cool. Debuff. Makes the enemies, I believe, weaker. Plus, this Carch can self-heal itself with the Blood Rage. But yeah, even a low-level Doedicurus. I mean, it takes a while for this thing to chomp through a Dode. I don't know what level it is. Well, there you go. Alright. I am going to end the video here. 16 minutes of meat farming. Nobody wants to see that. They really don't. As always, if you like the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. It does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm. And if you didn't like the video, well, go ahead, give it a thumbs down. Bend it in half, twist it, break it off in your ass. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, exactly. You know what to do, naturally. And if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care. And maybe I'll see some of you in the next one. Bye for now.